Perfect.
Hi.
Hey.
We're about to go live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the BB Circle Chats. We are so excited to be here with you tonight. I'm going to give everyone a little bit of time to come into the room. And as you are coming into the circle, just drop your name and where you are checking in from. We would love to know who is here with us tonight. And my name is Vanessa. I am your host for the Circle Chats tonight. I am also the founder and CEO of Sunny Days Creative Studio. And I provide website design, email marketing campaigns, and landing page design for online coaches, consultants, mompreneurs, and creative entrepreneurs. And I want y'all to meet my three beautiful co-hosts tonight that are here with me.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm a Show It website designer and the CEO of Siren by Design Studios, where I help my clients embody their brand's essence and aesthetic through strategic design.
Oh, I love that. I am Julia Spector, and I'm a creative marketing specialist, also video editor and web designer as well. And I help my clients to thrive through an email marketing strategy and through other set marketing strategies. And I'm launching a course.
And I am Jazz Cole. I am a foreign language specialist. I'm also the president and founder of Multilingual and Philanthropic Incorporated, with a very heavy focus on international and foreign language education for not only just students, but also businesses and professionals looking to seek in global opportunities.
Okay, ladies, thank you so much for introducing yourselves. Again, I just want to remind everybody as you're coming into the circle, please drop your name and where you are checking in from. And also, if you have any questions or any comments that you want to share with us as you are embarking on this journey with us for the next hour, please make sure that you put it into the comment box. And for those of you who are catching the replay, we see you. Make sure that you still drop your comments in, okay? And we will, get back to you because we want to have these conversations continue. So I want to remind everyone as well that we are going to be here hosting the Circle Chats every Thursday at 2:30 p.m. PT, 5:30 p.m. ET until March 23rd. And if you are not able to catch us live, you can catch the replay as well. I'm just gonna go over some housekeeping items. I have something else for y'all too. So I wanna make sure that y'all stay until the end because I want you to learn about a very special freebie that we have from Jazz. And this is just for Circle Chat viewers. Okay, so as everyone is still coming into the circle, we are just gonna get started here. So our theme for March in the collective for 2023 is refine. We know that it's not quite spring yet, right? But it is a good idea to stay ahead of the curve and to get a jump start on certain things. So I'm encouraging each and every one of y'all to do the same with your business. Think of it as spring cleaning, okay? And think of it as doing spring cleaning a little bit earlier than we usually would. Spring cleaning means that, this is the time of the year that calls for all of us to take note of tweaks and small areas of improvements that we can really make in our businesses towards our goals. We are 3 months into the new year, and it's really easy to have fallen off of the wagon, right? And it's really easy to become susceptible to inconsistencies with the steps that we are taking forward towards meeting our goals. I don't want y'all to worry about a thing, mamas, okay? Because right now is an amazing time to be alive. It's an amazing time to have a business and also it's an amazing time to get back on track with small, impactful adjustments, as the business baddies that you are, the amazing businesswoman that you are, okay? So I just want us to really look at how we started or how we launched our businesses. And I want us to move forward towards having this mindset of looking at it towards, we need to evolve and change over time naturally. And sometimes we know that we need to intentionally tend to the areas and make note of where revisions, refinement, and realignment can really be made so that we can really hit those milestones of 6 months and 1 year and 2 years and et cetera in our businesses. So today is March 2nd. If you're catching the replay, it may not be March 2nd, but I really want to make sure that we recognize that yesterday was the first day of Women's History Month.
Yay!
Right? I mean, it's time to celebrate. It's time to turn up. Like, this is, I've been waiting 11 months for this month to come around. So come on, let's get excited. Somebody type Women's History Month into the chat, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And to kick off Women's History Month, I am going to quote RBG. Okay. RBG says, women belong in all places where discussions are being made. Okay. It shouldn't be that women are the exception. So sorry, just bear with me one moment. Having some technical difficulties. I apologize.
It's a great quote so far.
So far, so good.
I like
Right?
It's really
Julian's in the chat.
With a teaser a little bit. That was just...
Julian's in the chat saying hi from Northern Mariana Islands. And she, of course, is in the chat. Women's History Month.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so the technical difficulties have been resolved. So let's start again with this quote by RBG. So she says, women belong in all places where decisions are being made. It shouldn't be that women are the exception. To make those kinds of decisions as women entrepreneurs and leaders, coming off of last month with the theme of lead, we must also be refining our craft constantly and making informed decisions based on proper counsel and knowledge. So my question to you ladies is, how do you keep your finger on the pulse in your industry? And then the second part to this question is, what is one strategy that you use to keep yourself aware of new skills and tools in order to be more effective in your business?
For myself, whoa. I tripped there for a second. For myself, one thing that I do to kind of keep my eye on what's going on in the industry is being a Show It website designer. I make sure that I am signed up to their emails. Like, I am attending any classes that they're having on anything new within the platform. Adobe every year has a huge masterclass with a whole bunch of different graphic designers from all of the world, and it goes over the course of a week. I attend that. I also, being a member of the collective as well, is something that has been really effective for me to stay up to date in trends and things that are happening, and how to utilize different tools in my business so that I'm marketing more effectively and I'm working more effectively. And one of the new tools that I've just recently really started to utilize, and I absolutely love, and I cannot talk enough about it, is ChatGPT. If you are not utilizing ChatGPT in your business, you should not be afraid of it. You should be working with it. It's there to help you. If you're not utilizing that in your business, you're going to fall behind. So it's it's so important to jump on top of these things as you see that they're like growing and starting. So, but honestly, the collective and just making sure that I'm keeping an eye out and an ear out and paying attention to any changes that are happening with specifically the tools I use or within my industry even.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that, Kat. I feel like some people might be afraid to get into new technologies and to utilize AI and these things, but I would really say to that person that you don't want to fall behind the curve. I'm sure when the internet was launched, people thought like, oh my gosh, who's going to use that? All this stuff. And now like you can't live without it. And so I think it's going to be the same for AI. I think it's going to be totally industry shaping. And I think people are just now starting to embrace AI. So I definitely would hop on the bandwagon and use AI in your business. And for me, for this question, I would say that always being a part of different women's entrepreneurship groups, just like this one, being a part of the collective, taking part in master classes, doing ongoing trainings, doing ongoing courses. I'm currently in Louise Henry's course, Passive Profit Accelerator, which is all about how to launch your online course. And so I'm creating my own online course, Marketing Made Magnetic. And it's for female entrepreneurs who are just getting started. Maybe they're in the middle stage. They want to get a baseline of all their different marketing skills and get that strong strategy in place to get consistent clients and sales. But in her course, I learned all about using Descript, which is an AI video editing tool. And so I feel like that was kind of it's definitely a newer thing I hadn't heard about. And now I'm using Descript very frequently to edit and create all of my videos. And I'm going to be hopefully launching a new YouTube channel, and I'm definitely going to be editing in Descript versus Adobe Premiere Pro, which is a huge shift for me. I was always editing in Adobe Premiere Pro, but Descript saves so much time. So I think it's all about just accepting new technologies, embracing new technologies, learning, being a part of communities and masterminds, and taking courses that you feel will better yourself in your business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Mhm. Okay, so I think on my end, it's mostly, since my industry is mainly like foreign language education, so it's not so much as like technological advancements that we have to really focus on, but it's mostly keeping up with changes in the language, because obviously, as you know, we don't talk the same way that they did like in, Shakespeare's time. Like English has evolved. So I have to constantly keep up with like slang. Like one of my best investments was a VPN. I just renewed my subscription for NordVPN actually. And being able to access French TV, and I'm always like digging for like online courses, which I discovered was like one marketing strategy that a couple of networks are doing. It's like DW, which is Deutsche Welle. So it's like a broadcasting, they do like news and stuff and documentaries. And then also TV5 Monde, which is a French broadcasting company. These two news stations, they actually have separate websites where they have online courses for language, which I thought was a very smart marketing strategy, because it's like foreigners can learn our language, which means they'll become viewers of our network. I'm like, that's so genius. So I'm constantly having to like watch French TV. I'm always watching like some form of like YouTubers who are from X country, because I have to stay up on the language and as well as the culture, because when I teach it, it's like, oh, by the way, this word sounds very similar to this other word that is used in slang. So because I want to make sure that my students are very much they're not just learning basic language skills, they actually are able to interact with people outside of what they normally would be, like travel, like, tourist type of thing, or just basic information, especially if you want to make friends or build business connections abroad.
That's really important.
Love that. Well, it sounds like you ladies really do have your finger on the pulse in each of your industries, which I think is amazing, because that really is going to help you, during this time of year, look at what's going on and refine whatever you have going on, because things can easily get stale, right, in your business when you find yourself kind of like lost in with what's going, like out of touch a little bit. So Kay, I think that's great that you are on the email list, and that's definitely like a gem that you just dropped. So, but I want to make sure that not everyone gets on too many email lists, because you know how easy it is to get your inbox over flooded, right? Which I'm guilty of signing up for every single email list that I come across. But make sure you click that unsubscribe button if you feel like it's, it's not giving you what you need for the moment anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guilty of like signing up to like a million different email lists because I'm like, ooh, that's a hot tip, right? And like, so I'll sign up to it, and then I'll be bombarded with work one day, and these emails will just keep coming in, and I'll be like, what is this? And I'm just like, unsubscribe, 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 unsubscribe.
Yeah, I need to work on that. My inbox is like insane, and I have like multiple emails and they're all getting kind of crazy. So I think I need to take that tip fee.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have to kind of narrow it down.
And what I can say for women with online business is, for those of you that do email marketing campaigns, this is like one of the things that I specialize in. It's one of the services that I offer for my clients, and I teach my students about this. When you are starting your email campaigns, make sure that you also let your subscribers know how often they can expect to get an email from you, so that they can feel empowered as to whether or not, they really want to subscribe or stay subscribed. For me personally, I send out my emails weekly. So every Sunday, there's an email that goes out. I will send out a midweek email only if there's a special event. So like for the circle chats, y'all, if you're on my email list, then you may have noticed that last week I did send out an extra email, but that's because I want to make sure that you got your invite, because I want to see your face here, your beautiful face, okay? Or not, yeah, because everyone's picture pops up when they comment. So yeah, technically I'll see you virtually. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, I usually do my newsletters usually quarterly, just because like all of our projects on a quarterly basis. So I think basically, if you're starting out with email marketing, kind of like me, it was just more of what's your capacity? Because like I'm managing social media marketing, and then I also have a YouTube channel, all these different things. And so it's kind of like a newsletter is like something else. So it's like, if you're going to commit to doing it, like put it at your capacity. Like you don't have to do it once a week. You don't have to do it every month if that's not in your time budget, So
Yeah,
but
Jazz,
it's still a great tool.
I'm glad you said that. Be aware of your capacity, because this month, as we're working on refining our messaging and our branding, and you really want to think about like, how much can you take on? Because you don't want to feel like you have to do a total overhaul. Sometimes just, making small minor tweaks can make a big difference with how you show up online as a business owner.
Yeah, and I definitely think your focus, just going off of what you just said, V, I think that's a really, really great point. I think that your focus can shift. Shay actually told me this in our oh my gosh, I forget what month it I forget what month it was. I think it was January. I think it was in the January coaching call. I was like, okay, so should I focus on creating my course and social media and this and this and this? And she's like, no, just focus on your course right now. Focus on your course, be active in your Instagram stories, but don't worry about posting, because you're still you're in a full-time job. You're doing all these other things. And so sometimes it's all about finding what your focus is for that month, and finding grace for yourself. If you're not going to be focusing on email marketing that month, maybe you focus on it the next month, and just kind of going month to month and noticing what your capacity is, and really finding what your exact focus should be for that month. That's going to be that needle mover.
Yeah, eventually, by doing that, you're going to find yourself in a state of flow.
Yes.
And once you enter that state of flow, things are going to be so much easier. You're going to be like, oh, it's Friday. Today I'm doing this. Oh, it's Tuesday. Today I'm doing this. And you'll just have a little, I think we kind of talked about this last week, but you'll have like a little schedule where you do certain things in your business. Like even in my house, I have a little schedule. Like Mondays, I clean my bedroom and I get that done. And bedroom's clean, don't have to worry about it. Fridays I clean my bathroom, right? So just, and like deep clean. So like, so as long as I do that every day of the week, it's less stuff for me to do. And like my whole house is managed. And that's the same thing with your business. The house of your business will be managed once you find that state of flow. But just like Julia is saying, it's so important to focus on one task at a time before you start dabbling into everything, because that's where you start to get lost and you start to get shiny object syndrome and nothing seems to be working. And I've been there, I've done that. Taken for me, do not do that. It takes a while to fix.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of my things too. Like you can do one thing really well or a lot of things just okay. And I definitely think that's something that I'm constantly struggling with.
Yeah.
That I'm working on.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Kay. You know, you mentioned basically having like themed days, right? I do that in my business as well, just like you. I also do that at home. Like we have hashtag Taco Tuesday, okay? And the kids look forward to that. So I don't know like where the moms at, okay, that are struggling to find something to eat, right? Every single week, it can be a lot on top of running your business. But like even having like themed meals so that you already know what's going to be on the grocery list. You already know what's going to be cooked for the night, and like hashtag Taco Tuesday for the win.
I like that.
Is there anybody else in the who's watching, or you know, if you're catching the replay who does Taco Tuesday? Like, am I alone in that? Like, I need to know somebody else does Taco Tuesday too.
You're not alone in it. I do, like, I would do tacos every day if I could. Me and my hubby at our old condo, like when we lived in the city, we would do that. We would have like
Yes.
days, and it's not like we have kids or anything. We're just kind of funny like that. And we would do stuff like that. One time we built like a fort in our living room, and I answered the front door in basically a sheet, and it was his brother, and he was like, "Why is Kat wearing a toga?" And I came home and the fort was gone. James was like, "We can't continue to live like this. We're adults."
He sounds like a character.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I love that. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to post this in the collective. You know, we have different like community groups, and I know that there's a foodie group. So I'm gonna start posting about Taco Tuesday. Maybe somebody else has themed food nights, you know, or like big kid parties like Kay with building forts. Okay, like we definitely got to continue this conversation. I love it. I love it. We have to continue this in the collective for sure.
Yes.
I have so many recipes I can share.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait. Okay.
And I'm vegan and gluten-free, girls.
Oh, I got you, girl.
If anyone else wants to relate or like kind of pesca vegan, a little complicated.
Oh, I was
Anyone wants to share
vegetarian for a
recipes.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're off topic. We are way off topic here.
Okay, that's okay. You know, these conversations just flow. I love the flowiness of it. And you know that as the host, I'm gonna like circle everything back around. I'm gonna you know, wrangle it in. But I want everyone to know, like, you know, running your business is important, but also having fun and having like genuine connections with other women in business is important as well too. And you can find more conversations like this in the collective. So I just encourage y'all, you know, come on, pull up. Okay. So yeah.
I was gonna say, like, having connections is like, it's such an important part. When I first started, I really was like all alone. And now, like, on top of you three, I have so many other business partners. Well, not partners, but like business friends. And like I have my copywriter, she's in Boise, Idaho. I talk to her like every other day. We check in on each other. And I'm starting to make business friends like everywhere all of a sudden. And it's it's absolutely amazing because what was so lonely before, I now have like people that I can turn to for like guidance and questions, or like, and I can help them with stuff too. And it's absolutely great. And I love it.
I love that. And something I would recommend going off of that, I totally resonate with everything you're saying, Kat. Like, I love being close with these ladies here. And I also have some lots of other business friends and different other masterminds and within the BB collective. I would also recommend, if you're in a similar program or mastermind, find an accountability partner. Like me and Emily are, I don't know if Emily's here today, but we're accountability partners for Louise's course. And we're just like connecting, keeping each other accountable, giving each other feedback as we create our courses, but find someone who's doing something similar to you and maybe become accountability partners, and then have an ongoing thing where you just keep each other accountable, and it helps to build additional connections.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Listen, I love that, Julia. Did y'all catch that gem that Julia just dropped? Okay. Somebody type accountability partner in the chat, okay? Because that just might change your life.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. I got another question for y'all, ladies. I need to know, as we basically move forward with the theme of refine in the collective, I want to focus on education. So part of educating ourselves and refining our skill sets involves like having a growth mindset and letting go of the idea of, I already know everything, or I've always done it this way, right? Like that type of mentality. So how do you ladies not have that type of mentality, but have a growth mindset and maintain that growth mindset?
I gotta think on this one.
I mean, I think for me, it's just that because as I get old, this is the thing. Like when I was younger, I really was not like the biggest fan of school. I got by, but it was just like as I've kind of gotten older, I've started to realize how much I'm really into academia. Like actually, if any of you are like fans of like scholarly stuff, like I read some papers on academia.com. And I usually read stuff about like polyglots and second language acquisition, like type of immersion type of things, because I really want to build immersion programs. And as a business owner, eventually going to move into projects you've never done before. Like I've never started an immersion program. I mean, I'm just trying to get to my master's so I can actually have that, and then use that to kind of either go like the PhD route or the EDD route. But like I want to have some sort of credentials to start building immersion programs. And the thing is that, and this is also part of my spiritual background, I always have to put a disclaimer if I talk about religion or anything. That's just because that's a part of who I am, not to try to convert anyone, but it's just spiritually is that if you're going to do something, like especially I feel like as a person of faith, is that when God calls me and says, hey, we're going to do something that you've never done before, you can't just do that because you've never done it before. You need to find ways to educate yourself through, like in my case, through academic papers, or like I said, keeping up to date with like language, language in all the different languages that I speak. I watch YouTube videos of people teaching the language in the language. I have to constantly remember that I'm doing something that I've never done before. And part of it is also being humble to know, even though I'm a leader, I'm the only person leading this organization, and whether I have a team or not, I'm the head. But at the same time, you always need to make sure you have people who are smarter than you in the room, because otherwise there's just a ceiling of you. You're the ceiling.
Mhm.
So, make sure that you're constantly being like, you know what, there's new things are coming, like I started out doing tutoring and now I'm thinking about doing all these other things, and being a thought leader, and then even going into other projects. Like I said, I've never done it before, so I have to make sure that I'm equipped with what I can do, what I can have to do those things, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense, Jazz. And I am going to be right there cheering you on. Like, yes, Jazz, let's go, Jazz. Like, I'm here for it. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy for you. I love that for you, Jazz.
Thank you.
You're welcome, because I know how difficult like doing the ED program or like a PhD program is. I have my master's program that was so tough. I've been approached by my professors as I was graduating. They were like, "Oh, so where you gonna get your PhD in business? You going to Harvard or Yale?" I said, I don't know if I can take another 4 to 6 years of this. I need a break. It's a lot, okay? So I'm gonna be there cheering you on so you can get through your program. So if you decide to go that, that route. But I'm really big into the scholarly articles. I still have my login credentials, okay, from my master's program. So y'all, I still be going online and looking at the online databases. There's a database called IBIS, which is it's a database of all of the different type of businesses in the United States and in Canada, and it's basically yearly reports that are released. So I can see everything that's going on with the market. And I actually use this with my clients because that is one of the ways that one of the ways that I keep my finger on the pulse. But also for me, I just love reading data because data really helps, I feel, steer me in the direction that I want to go in my business. It gives me a good foundation, a good understanding of what is going on in the industry.
Mhm.
So then I can decide, how do I want to tackle the problems in this industry? What solution can I offer based on what the data is saying? Just the other day, I posted, I don't know if y'all saw this, but I posted a reel, and it's a Wednesday wisdom that I just started doing. And I said that spring is the perfect time to rebrand our websites and refine our messaging and marketing. And the reason that I wanted to announce that to the world is because I was doing some research and I came across this study that said that Black female founders earn an average revenue of $24,000 in their business. That equates to less than 17% of what all women businesses earn. And then I said, I'm not having that anymore, okay? Not on my watch, not my clients, not myself. We're not doing that. So that to me says that there's a problem. And I'm like, I need to solve it with my business, with the skills that I have. So I think it's great, Jazz, that you keep your finger on the pulse by reading scholarly articles. And if that's anyone else's thing, slide into our DMs in the collective. Let us know. I would love to continue the discussion with using scholarly articles and things of that nature.
Mhm. Yeah, I really love that. I feel like that was something I struggled with when I graduated from university. I just felt like I was going to miss it so much. Like I always loved learning. I loved especially learning about the arts and culture and in addition to science. I don't know, I loved learning about everything. I feel like I always loved school. I loved being in university. I couldn't even decide on which minor to get. I got 2 different minors. I almost got a 3rd minor in art history and studied creative advertising and apparel merchandising and graphic design and all these different things. So I feel like I kind of struggled after I graduated college. I'm like, what am I going to do? I feel like I am going to really miss learning. And I feel like it's all about finding different ways that you can continue to learn, whether that's in a master's program, in a specific academic program, or just learning on your own. And I feel like for the case for me right now, that has just been learning on my own. And I don't know, maybe I would go back and get a master's at some point, but not right now, as I'm doing too many things. As we just said, focus on your key things, stay focused. And I feel like I've just discovered new ways of learning, whether that's through podcasts, through different YouTubers, YouTube channels, reading articles online that interest you. So it's all about just finding what interests you and following that. I love reading Jane Austen. I love classic literature. So I'm a big reader. So it's just about what inspires you, what really gets you excited and engaged and puts you into that flow state, what you love to learn about. So definitely find that for yourself and find ways that you can just learn on your own. Because I think it's so so important to be a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that. Going off of what both, I think all three, something that all three of you said, and the question for how I already know everything. Like when you get into that, that is such a dangerous mindset to have and approach anything, because it seals the door and closes off all instances of you ever, finding something out, like, oh, if I were to just click that button, I wouldn't have to go through all of these 10 steps. Right. So for me, I've always been a rebel. I've hated school. I hated school. I did love graphic design school. I did love that. But I just keep myself educated. I take courses when I can take courses. I have tons of books on like typography, on graphic design, on things like that, just to help educate myself. And I'm the type of person who I learn better on my own. I don't learn better in a classroom with other people. I get really distracted, and I get really distracted, and then I don't understand what's going on anymore. And my brain will just flip from one thing to the other. But when I'm doing stuff, when I'm trying to learn on my own, I seem to just understand a lot better. So I think it also has to do with like knowing how you learn and knowing the best way for you to take that information in without getting distracted, without losing it, and being able to apply it after.
Yeah, I really love that. I feel like there's such an emphasis in our society on you can only learn and take classes that are fully accredited and fully university, all this stuff. And I feel like there's so many new ways now that you can learn. And just like you said, Kat, you can take courses when you can take a course, when you can afford it in your budget and you feel like this course is in alignment for you. And that's definitely what I've done. But I feel like there's also so many ways to just learn on your own. And I feel like that's kind of the direction that it seems like a lot of people are moving in.
Yeah, I'm a university dropout and a college dropout. And I know if I probably stuck to it, I probably would have been way ahead than where I am now. But in all honesty, my journey is my own unique journey. And this is the way that I learn best. And I am so happy. And when I like look back at all of it, I'm just like, there's no way none of that stuff could have happened to get me here. So like it all had to happen. So it just depends on the person.
I kind of feel like, especially like as a business owner, you also realize that there's more than just your craft that you have to like. I realize like and like one thing I've been really looking for was like a good nonprofit lawyer. And so since I actually work at the courthouse, a lot of the staff attorneys are like newly law students. And I'm like, what are you trying to like get into? Because like I think our staff attorney who works in my judge's chambers, she is really into like she's more leaning towards like injury law stuff. Like everyone has a specialty, but I'm like as soon as I hear someone say like nonprofit, I will I will jump on it, especially because some of them are just now taking the bar. And I think there's a master class that's coming up this month about how to legally protect your business, which I'm like really all over, because that's literally something that I really need to focus on. Because I know nothing about law. And I realize that as a business owner, that's something that you are going to have to eventually deal with. Accounting, like you have to have some system to manage what is coming in and what is coming out of your business. How are you going to be able to manage all of your subscriptions if you have pay any bills that your business has. Just being able to being like your own assistant too, you have to manage your own schedule, figuring out like, especially like how to communicate strategically with people, like clients, especially like, you may be the world's greatest graphic designer, but like, if you don't have the skill set, or even if you don't have the people to be able to market, to be able to kind of interact, to be able to get those clients, because marketing is really important too, then you may not see a lot of results. I know that sounds really negative, but it's just the reality is that you need to have all these different skill sets, especially in the beginning.
You're dropping so many gems, Jazz. Like, yeah, I have learned, like, I feel like I have a PhD in social media just by the amount of learning and effort I've put into like understanding. And like Julia, I'm taking a break right now because I'm focusing on building my website. So I'm not really posting right now, but when I'm about to, you better believe like I have everything laid out. I have a strategy laid out. I had like accounting. I had to learn all of that stuff. And it's so much because you wear so many hats. So like you cannot stop learning. And it's not just learning about that one thing. You can't have blinders on. Like you have to step back and make sure that you're learning about every single aspect.
Yes, Kay, I love that. Learn about every single aspect in your business is important. And Jazz, like what you said is about like what you said about like everything, right? Like so the accountant and your schedule, being the virtual assistant for your own self, right? Like there's so much. And that is really why the growth mindset is so, so important. And that's definitely something that we could work on refining. You know, it's okay if you slack on it. I've slacked multiple times, okay, y'all. I am not ashamed of it, but you know, realizing that you've fallen off the wagon and you can get back on it, you can get back on track. And reach out to somebody, you know, an accountability partner or somebody in the collective. You know, we have our monthly coaching and mastermind sessions at the end of the month with Shay in the collective. You know, if you are struggling with, oh my gosh, I really need to get out of my own way, but I need help, you know, asking for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help and really being aware of where you're at in your life and your business, which may not feel so great sometimes, you know, because somebody else might be feeling the same way, but they might be nervous to ask the question. And not only did you help yourself, but you help others as well. So the shame aspect is real. You don't have to always announce it like live on a call, like how we're doing on this live stream right now, right? You can send a private message to somebody, send a private message to Shay. She's so understanding. She's amazing to talk to. She is like a national treasure, y'all. Okay. Reach out to Shay, okay? And Shay, I apologize now if you're gonna get like 100 DMs, blame it on me, but you really are an untapped resource. And I just want all of us to have a growth mindset or be aware that having a growth mindset can really help grow your business. And that's what we're here to do in the collective. We're here to grow our businesses and do it together, which is really, really exciting.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that what you said, V, about you talked a little bit about connecting. And I think that that's really how my business has grown and evolved, almost fully on connections. So connect, reach out to other people within your industry to be like, hey, I noticed we do something similar. I'd love to hop on a quick connection call, learn about what you do. And so I think the more you connect, the more opportunities that will come up for you. And we do so much connecting within the collective, and I love all of our different calls, especially our book club. Yeah, so I think I would just highly recommend to keep connecting with people, and new opportunities will just come up naturally.
Yes, I love that, Julia. And I'm so glad you brought up book club because today's Thursday and we did not have book club today. We are going to have our first March book club meeting next Thursday. And we are actually reading Brene Brown's book, which is I Thought It Was Just Me, but it isn't. And I already started reading it, and she is a expert on shame. Okay. So I feel like this has been a long time coming. I cannot wait for us to dive into this book more and have more conversations. I know next week when we come back, we're definitely going to have a lot more to say about shame and what we learned about Brene Brown's book, you know, what our takeaways are. But I have one more question for you ladies. You know, the four of us have been a part of the collective for over a year now. So I really want us to just, you know, breathe and hold, breathe out, and just take like a minute to reflect on all of our experiences that we've had for the past year in this amazing community. Okay, so here's a juicy question, y'all. I would love to know how each of you think that the collective has helped refine how you operate your business, and how has it affected your client relationships?
So for me, I think it's changed, it's helped and is still helping to change the way I communicate. And it's helping me be more professional because I've never really worked in an office ever, right? And this is, even though I'm not in an office, it's still like that kind of industry. So learning how to communicate and hold my own in an industry like that. Also, I don't think my business, I honestly, and I've said this before, I don't think my business would be where it is right now if I wasn't in it, from all like the books and the takeaways and the master classes. And there's a lot of things that I have applied and I'm still applying to my business. But in terms of client relationships, it goes the same way. I'm learning how to respond a little bit like way more professionally now than when I first started. And secondly, I've learned to give my clients a little bit of grace, because right at the beginning, I was like, they're not booking right away. Why aren't they booking with me? I don't understand. Like, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Like, are they crazy? Right. And so just learning to give other people grace and learning that, because it's an emergency for me, it is an emergency for like everybody else. These kind of things are, yeah.
I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it sounds like you have really grown a lot, Kay, within this past year. And you don't know what you don't know, right? So
These-
you came into like the collective as, like as a new business owner who was trying to really find her foot and find her path. And I've seen the growth that you had month by month, like right before my eyes. I'm like, this is the evolution of Kay. Okay, I like it. I'm here for it. Yes. And then I'm cheering you on, like, yes, like it was like a flower, like a pretty little delicate flower that had like dirt on it that just kind of like rose and opened up. I was
dirt on
like,
it.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's
Thank you.
like-
I even feel like being on the circle chats with like you guys is really teaching me communication when it comes to public speaking and yeah, and like really learning to think before I speak now, which is something I'll be honest, I've never used to do that ever. I would just say, well, whatever was in my head. And in my life, that's gotten me into a lot of trouble. You can't really do that when you're the face of a company.
I think there's like a lot of things that I could say that have helped me in a way refine how I operate, especially like based on client management, like or client relations, especially when it comes to contracts. Especially because I remember I was literally going to refund this person her money at one time but then I realized like she's like, what are your terms and conditions? I was like, oh yeah, like the terms and conditions was you can't cancel a session within 12 hours. And I was like, actually, no, never mind. Like, because like the thing is that like you don't want, your clients to just walk all over where it's like, if you feel like it's gonna be a nightmare working with them. And especially like when you pay an invoice, it's like you're basically like saying, I'm accepting your service, your terms and conditions, just like any other purchase you make, So that for the most part was just being very strict about it. And then also having raised my my rates. I raised them twice, and I'm actually right now considering raising them again because of the demand that it's like, I don't know, it's like I'm like, maybe I'll narrow it down. And it's like people still keep booking, and I'm like, well, then I guess I'm gonna go up, because I don't just tutor all day long, I still have to run a business. And then overall, it's just kind of like more so confidence, because a lot of times I'm just like, well, I don't really know about this. And I think, I don't know, and then especially because I know, Vanessa, you do this a lot, is you're just like, Jazz, like, what are you talking about? So it's like, for me, I'm not the kind of person who likes to brag about myself, but it's like, you kind of make me feel like, oh, I should talk about positive things that I'm doing. So for the most part, yeah.
Yes, listen, y'all are giving me life right now. Yes, I love you so much. You just so casually be like, yeah, I speak 10 languages. I'm like, yeah, you better shout that from the rooftop, okay? I don't know anybody who can speak 10 languages. That's a flex, okay? Listen, and you have a whole business based on that. Stop it. So I would just call you. I would check you basically. I would check all these ladies here, because I be damned, okay, if y'all are having a moment where you feel like you're doubting yourselves, because we all doubt ourselves, right? I'm not gonna lie, I doubt myself too, but I coach myself through that. So I'm like, the coach in me, I'm like, oh, I gotta coach you. Like, y'all on my team. I'm not having any of my teammates drop the winning pass. Listen, this is the play. We're gonna run the play. You're gonna run the play. You got this. And when you feel like you don't got this, I'm gonna be right there. Like, you can do this. You can do this. And if you drop the ball, it is what it is, but you tried. And I'm so happy and proud of you for trying. And I just want y'all to know that, and all the other ladies in the collective as well. Like, I hope that y'all can find your cheerleader too. You need one? Slide into my DMs. I got you. I just do that. And that could partly be the mom in me, right? Like, my children were doing fencing. They were doing basketball, tennis. I put my son in dance class, and because he was doing hip hop, and I was like, well, your balance is off. Like, I'm about to put you in some ballet. He's like, Mom, no. I'm like, yes, you need this, okay? And then he did it, and his hip hop dances improved, and then he was able to start spinning on his head and flipping. And I said, oh, okay, your balance definitely improved. Where's my thank you? Okay.
You'll thank me later.
Yeah, basically, that's the mom in me. Like, I feel like everyone is stronger than they think they are, especially in moments of weakness. And I'm like, keep going. You got this. So I just love that for y'all. That's just me naturally. That could be motherhood, but that's who I am. So I'm glad that y'all are accepting of that, accepting of me. And until I take my last breath, I'm gonna be cheering y'all on. I'll probably be on my deathbed like, yes, Jazz, 10 languages. You.
But yeah, I feel like exactly what V was saying. I feel like the collective has provided so much support, and I love that, V, that you're just so supportive and empowering other people and just really being a cheerleader for everybody. And I feel like that's just so important to have these women around you who are doing something similar, because I feel like we can have people in our day-to-day who may not have the same mindset that we're trying to cultivate. So I think being a part of the collective has really helped me with both my mindset, as well as exactly what we were saying today, keeping a pulse on the industry, staying updated with what's going on, who the industry leaders are, who we can be learning from, who we can be following. Because I love how Shay sets the theme for each month, and she has master classes each month that relate to that theme. And I think those master classes have helped me so much. There's so many what I call golden nuggets in my other mastermind I'm a part of. It's called Golden Nuggets. So it's different things that if you just heard that one thing, then the webinar or the course or whatever you're in is totally worth it, because it's the one or two things that are going to make all the difference for you, the things that you really needed to hear and that you should hold on to. And I feel like there's been so many golden nuggets in the collective, in addition to connecting with these amazing ladies and other powerful women who are in the collective and who are a part of it with us. And I feel like it's almost like your entrepreneurship team, and you have your team cheering you on. And so I feel like it's really helped me transform. It's helped me with my mindset. it's helped me get to the place that I am right now and just feeling confident that I can keep going. Because at times it can feel too much when I'm planning a retreat, I'm working on a course, I have clients right now, I'm doing my full-time job. I'm also trying to live my life and be healthy and do yoga and do other things and travel. And it can feel like too much, but just having that support system there and having those connections there, I think that's what makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Yes, Julia, it makes all the difference. And ladies, we have 3 minutes left for the circle chats. I want to reserve 2 minutes for any questions that we may have. Kay, do we have anything?
We don't have any questions, but if you guys have any questions in regards to education or just something that you're going through in your business right now, we would love to give you some advice and discuss it with you.
For sure. Yeah.
Anything about the collective, can answer anything.
Yes. Okay. Well, if anything does come up for anybody who is watching us live or catching the replay, make sure that you do drop your questions into the chat box. We will definitely reach out to you and get to you and give you an answer. And I want y'all to know that we see you, we're here for you, and we just love the community. So please, please, please reach out to us. Now, with that being said, I have to make sure that I let y'all know you need to get ready to take some action, because we have 2 free gifts for everyone who's watching live and catching the replay. We are giving you a gift to the collective. Okay, so it is a 2-week free trial where you can join us in the BB Collective to continue these conversations, to come to the masterclass. Jazz mentioned that we are having a class where we're going to have an attorney come in and talk to us about how to really focus on the legalities of being a business owner. Okay, that is, y'all, an attorney. Okay, gems or what do you call it, Julia? Golden nuggets. Okay,
Golden nuggets.
Yes, golden nuggets are definitely going to be dropped. Okay. And then also you can ask your questions. So definitely you want to take advantage of that. So claim your 2-week free trial by clicking on the link so that you can launch your access to the BB Collective. The second gift that we have is brought to you by the amazing Jazz. Okay. Jazz is gifting y'all with the Business Owner's Manual to Language Proficiency with Foreign Clients. This freebie is for business owners who are teaching themselves a language, and it gives you proven strategies with the focus on conducting business. Again, this is from Jazz, and listen, if y'all had access to Jazz's last freebie, like I know with this, you will not be disappointed. So make sure that you claim it, okay, before it's gone. We don't know how long it's going to be around, so hurry up and take action and download that. Again, I want to thank my beautiful co-hosts, Jazz, Kat, and Julia, for joining me here tonight to host the Circle Chats. And I also wanted to thank Shay and Cassie, the co-founders of the BB Collective and the Bucketlist Bombshells, for giving us this amazing opportunity. We are so, so grateful. And I want to remind everybody that we will see you next week at the same exact time, 5:30 ET, 2:30 PT, every Thursday until March 23rd, okay? So we only have about 3 episodes left, y'all. Can you believe it?
No.
We're halfway there.
I know. Oh my gosh. Time flew, but we still have more connections to make with you. So we look forward to seeing you next week. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching this. And we will see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.